everybody. We are back. It has been a bit.
Too long.
It's been too long.
Yes.
But we're back. Welcome to the Small Business Social, the podcast where we celebrate makers, dreamers, and doers building big things in their communities. I'm Kara Varikis.
I'm Steve Seymour.
And we are here to shine a light on small business owners and experts who inspire us all. This episode is brought to you by Seymour Media, helping small businesses thrive with commercial photography and video, and the Bristol Bazaar, your go-to spot for the perfect gift. And today we are sitting down with Cheryl from Reiki Will Travel. I am so excited. Welcome.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you both. This has been great. Yeah. We've been having fun in the background.
Yeah, I know. the amp up to the show is always really fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Great.
yeah, definitely take some time. Introduce yourself. Explain to all of our viewers and listeners what you do, because I think what you do is so unique and so special.
Oh, thank you.
I think that our listeners are really going to love all the things you have to share. So please.
Well, thank you so much. Well, thanks for having me. So Cheryl Benanti, my business is Reiki Will Travel. I provide Reiki sessions and educational Reiki classes, life coaching, and tarot readings. And I just started doing some online tarot readings.
Amazing. We have to talk about that.
Online classes,
Ooh,
primarily.
do me.
Pick me.
Yeah. My card's in the car, don't worry.
Good. The strategic move.
Yeah. So doing that, for individuals, small groups, bring in, Reiki for wellness days that corporations have, or, private parties. I always get booked for Halloween.
I'm sure.
I'm doing a wedding
gosh.
this year. Yeah, it's
That's
super
so
fun.
cool.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. So, and I also do horse Reiki. I know that's kind of unusual, and we haven't really talked about that, but I love it when I get the opportunity.
All right, I'm stupid. What is Reiki?
So,
Great question.
I could play along and pretend.
he's like nodding. Yes. Okay, Reiki. Yeah.
I have no idea.
So Reiki is energy. It's working with energy.
Okay.
It's kind of being attuned to the energy to be the conduit to help bring energy and emotional and pain relief to people on the table or animals or what have you. It's almost like the equivalent of kind of getting you into that meditative state.
Okay.
Okay, so it's kind of, people say, Cheryl, I can't meditate. I'm like, get on the table. Let me help.
Yeah.
Right? So it kind of brings you down to that state where you can absorb energy and also release energy. And usually those are things attributed to emotional and or physical pain within the body. So it helps kind of be able to release that.
I definitely need that then.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. It's beautiful work.
Yeah.
I love the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I would love
Thank
to
you for
do
asking. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to. I learned too on this podcast.
Yeah.
We don't just give advice.
True.
I learn myself. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's I've been doing it for 9 years, and I've been teaching for 2. So I'm loving that more than I thought I was going to love it. I love to do the work, but to teach it is just as inspiring. So I'm really enjoying
It's
that
rewarding
too.
teaching it.
Yeah, absolutely.
More or just as?
I think they're different. More as in, I can see when people come in and they're nervous and they try it and they don't believe that they can do it. And when they do it or feel it, it's like they're excited and their eyes lit up and, so that's rewarding. But doing the work and seeing the transformation of people when they first come to me to when, we start kind of getting on a monthly routine versus weekly, and them seeing the changes within themselves and also other people seeing the changes within them is just as rewarding. I mean, it's really something to see the transformation.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think I definitely need that. What about you, Kara?
I probably would really benefit from something like that because I also can't meditate. My brain is very, I've tried.
Like monkey brain?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
that's exactly what I have too.
Well, because I start making lists of things that I could be doing instead of that, and I'm like, oh no. And then I spiral, and I'm like, well, that was a waste. So I'm like, all right, let's do something else. And I'm like, I could be on a walking pad doing work, but I can't bring myself to get to that point.
Yeah.
And I've heard nothing but amazing things with Reiki, and I do have just a lot of things going on, whether it's stress or excitement or I hurt my back in a car accident a couple of years ago. So I have physical pain, all the things that you're talking about totally are in my world.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think, really everyone can benefit it in some way. People are like, I had a Reiki session this morning. It was with a small group, and everyone got together, part of bringing wellness in. And a woman said to me after, Cheryl, I didn't feel anything. I said, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to. It's nothing like, you know, these are things you could feel, but it's not like everybody feels. Everybody takes in the energy differently. I said, there's nothing that you're doing wrong, or you can't do it wrong. So you're still getting the benefits
So
regardless
it's
of if you feel it or
like,
not.
it's not like a switch, basically.
Correct.
And
Right.
you're helping them get to the point where they can allow themselves to get to the point where they can meditate and slow down. Is that what it is, basically?
Slow down, just really kind of, you know, be in that
Moment.
Yeah. It's like, you know, when people talk about just being and being present and all of that, it kind of helps you get there. Now, sometimes people have a situation where their brain is like, you know, going in different places and, you know, kind of running wild.
Wake up, Carolyn.
And I
know,
said,
I
This is a podcast, right?
I know. And I said, just let it go, you know,
Yeah.
let your brain go wherever it needs to go. Don't try to control it, because sometimes in that space is where we get the creative thoughts and the creative things are allowed to come in. So we're at that space where we can allow that to happen. But if we're all like busy, go, 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 we don't give ourselves the opportunity just to be in that space to let creativity take over.
Right.
This can
Yeah,
also help
I
with
think
that
we're
as well.
there.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
We're there because we just are like, we're doing something and then we're constantly thinking about what we have to do or what's the next thing we have
Right.
to do rather than, like you said, be in the moment.
Yeah.
And that's, sometimes I get that clarity. You get that every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
get it. And I just, it feels like a weight is off your shoulders a little bit because
Yeah.
you are in the moment. You know what I mean? And you're not, your mind is just not like racing.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
But it doesn't last long for me.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
That's my problem. I would love to meditate, but you know.
Yeah. So, you know, situations like that, I would say, come on, get on the table. Let's try it. Right.
Yeah.
Let's
That's what
see
you
how you
said.
feel.
Yeah.
And I think when you're done, you're like, oh, you know, and after that, I just say, you know, be gentle to yourself, hydrate, really kind of feel all this, because it can last some people last a couple days, some people last a week. One person I had last 2 weeks, which I find very unusual, but you know, good for them. So I was like, oh, great, okay. But really, I think it's getting to that point and really feeling that difference within yourself, and you're like, wow, I want more of that.
Right.
And eventually you'll feel the difference, and it'll all catch up, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Do you see in your work any particular type of person, like I think small business owner or CEO, like someone who's really carrying a lot of weight, like a stay-at-home mom? Any type of person along those lines, or is it
All
really
of
just
them.
run? Yeah, that's what I thought.
All of them, yes, yes. You know, case in point, right? To the busiest person to the busiest person at home, right? It's all that and in between. There's no, you know, niche per se. There's no. Really, a lot of my clients happen to be women, but that's simply because, you know, usually that's who we're out with. That's who is talking to their friend about this or that or whatever. But very few people come in. But when they do, when the males come in, you know, they're just as receptive, if not more. I wish I was getting more of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would do it. I just didn't even know. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Most
it.
guys don't even think about that kind
Right.
of
Or
thing.
most guys don't know about it, or if they do, they're not talking about it because they're like, ugh, you know.
Right,
They want
right.
to just talk to their wife about it or girlfriend about
Right,
it, not
exactly.
not their guy
Or
friends
both of
about
them.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So,
You
but
didn't catch that, did you?
or both of them. Oh yeah, no, I did catch that. Yeah. yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So you know, So really, there's no particular niche per se, but I work with anyone, all of them. I had one year, a few years ago, I was at a event, and I had this little girl get on the table. She was like 4 years old. Her mom was with her, and her mom explained that, you know, the dad and her separated, and the dog went to go live with the dad, and so she was like heartbroken, and she was having an upset stomach, you know. She was nervous, and going back and forth between houses was, you know, unnerving for her. So she got on the table, and I'll never forget it. She got on the table. She was like asleep in like 30 seconds, right? Which, if you sleep on the table, it's still working. That's what I always tell everyone. It's still working. And her mom was just, you know, her mom stayed right there. I said, please stay here. So we went over everything, and she was just so content and so calm. And later on, during the show, the girl came back to me. I was with someone. She was like tugging on my pants, and she's like, "I got this for you because you made me happy." And it was this oil called Happy.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, oh my God. I just wanted to like squeeze this girl, like hug her and like, oh my God. It was so beautiful. I still have that oil at home actually.
Wow.
I just keep it. But yeah, so it runs the gamut, right?
Yeah.
So how does it what is the exact procedure? Let's say I come into, your place, and then what?
Yeah. So we talk about like, are you nervous? Would you have any questions? I try to get all the questions and
so you
things
get,
answered
like
prior
all
to.
my ailments, what am I feeling, that type of stuff?
Not necessarily.
Or try to get my background, or
No, not necessarily. I want to take care of any of the questions part, like,
Oh,
Cheryl,
okay.
do I have to come in sweats? Can I eat? Whatever,
that
all
kind
that
of
stuff.
stuff.
I
Okay.
like to try to get that out of the way before we even get to the space, because I don't want you coming into the space feeling that like that. So,
Okay.
so if you have questions, we chat about it, ahead of time. I always say be comfy, or if you're coming from work, whatever, just I want you to be comfortable. There's a massage table. Essentially on a massage table, you're on your back, so you're laying on your back. You have all your clothes on. People sometimes ask.
Like, dude, put your
I'm
clothes
like,
on.
yeah,
I
I'm
can't
like,
take your clothes
yes,
off.
yes, please, keep everything on. Yeah. But there's sheets and blankets that people like to get underneath there and just get comfortable. There's like a bolster for the knees, and just the idea is for you to be comfortable.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll use an essential oil. Just depends. People like scent or not. And we go over all the chakras, which are energy fields in kind of the center meridian of the body. All different chakras equate to different areas emotionally and physically in the body.
How does
And,
that work? I mean, like I said, I'm totally
Yep.
clueless about all of this. So
Yep, good question. So for visual purposes, for the person on the table, I have a pendulum that I use.
Okay.
And depending on what you're working with, and what pendulum you're working with, it can spin clockwise for open or counterclockwise for blocked. Just depends.
Okay.
So we go over all the chakras. We see which ones are blocked, and depending on how long of a session it is, typically I'd like to suggest 50 minutes, 50, versus a shorter session, 25. But we go over all the chakras. We do hand placements, and I explain hand placements, make sure everybody's comfortable with that. And some people aren't. Some people aren't with certain areas. Like I had a woman, she wasn't comfortable with like her shoulders being touched because she was in a abusive relationship before. So
Okay.
that wasn't comfortable for her. So we didn't. I said, okay, no problem. We don't have to do that. So again, the intent is to make you as comfortable as possible, so you can take in the energy that you need and release the energy you don't need. And but hand placements, go over all the chakras, see which ones are blocked.
So when you say hand placements, what does that entail?
It entails like kind of starting over the face, going around the ears, the top of the head.
Is this physically touching them, or just
This part
close?
is not.
Okay, because I've
this
seen
part
some
is
where they
not.
don't actually touch you.
Correct. And,
Okay, so-
and again, depending on situations, depending on who you're in front of, that could be something that you would not want to have hand placements on. If people are in the hospital, for instance, right? Sometimes it's not accessible for the person to have that kind of tactile. So there is hands off. I was taught hands on.
Okay.
That's my preferred way. That's also what people's preferred ways are typically as well, because then they're not guessing, or their mind is not going to see like, wait, where is she? What's she doing? Where's she going to be? You
Right.
know, it's
that
not.
would be me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the hand placements, and I go over all the different areas in the body. And again, if you're like, no, don't touch my feet, then, okay, no problem. I'll just be kind of around the feet and hover. So it's working on all the different hand placements where the chakras typically are, which is all around from head to toe, essentially. And then just go back and check to see if kind of the release of that particular chakra that was blocked, or multiple ones, opened up, again, using the pendulum. And then just kind of working with the rest of the energy to kind of dispel that. And then it's time to get up.
How do you know,
See
how do you know
feel.
where the bad chakras are?
So based on that kind of meridian line there, and
Okay.
using the pendulum.
The pendulum. What does the
Yep.
pendulum do? You said it spins?
It can spin. Yep, it spins.
And
typically,
how does that tell you, like...
Yeah, so typically it spins clockwise when the chakras are open. Again, every pendulum could be different, so it's not always the same.
Okay.
But the one that I work with typically, clockwise, is showing open. counterclockwise is showing blocked.
All right. So blocked is bad, obviously.
Yep.
Okay.
Blocked is not bad. It could be a physical issue or emotional issue,
I see.
or both, right? Oh, Cheryl, my stomach hurts. A lot of times that's, again, a blocked chakra. Could be an emotional issue, like, are you stressing about this? Are you stressing about that? Yep. Oh, right here, stomach issue. Or is it like, gosh, are you having some physical pain with the stomach? Like, are you taking antacids? Are you, what's happening here?
Right.
And again, it helps, release any of those energy blocks or physical blocks that you can have there.
Okay. So when you said there's a bad chakra place, is that where the hand placement goes?
They go on all of them regardless.
Okay, I
But
see.
it spends more time in the blocked one to help remove it, and then kind of, for lack of a better word, like, re-energize the area.
How do you
Yes.
I'm like totally like, I'm sorry, this
Yeah.
is like new to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so
okay, that's
if you have
okay.
a blocked area and you're doing the touching part, like how do you know when it's released, or you know
Yep,
what
so
I mean?
I can feel it. I can
okay,
feel,
you
and
can-
typically,
you can tell.
and you may, as being on the table, you
Mm-hmm.
may as well. You may feel some like twitchy or some like shifts in like almost internally.
Okay.
You may feel that just the same.
Oh,
so,
okay.
so it's all about kind of, again, being in that present moment, kind of tuning into that energy, feeling that, and really feeling those shifts in energy.
Oh, very interesting. See, I'm learning a lot here today.
It's good. There's so much to it. And
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm also very curious about horses.
Ah,
And why
Yeah.
and how, because I'm a huge animal lover.
oh my gosh, it's
and
beautiful.
horses to me are just like really big puppies.
They're magical, magical beings. Yeah.
So yeah, so how did that happen, and what is
Yeah.
that like for you?
So let's see, how did that happen? It happened when I was in Arizona. I was just kind of testing it, and trying to see, how this would work, and if it would work, and trying to get a feel for it. And I just happened to there was like a corral of horses, and I just happened to eye one of them. I'm like, I have my eye on that one. I want to see if he'll come over, and if he'll receive some energy. And I just kind of had my eye on him, and I kept walking and got closer, and then sure enough, he came right over.
Wow.
And I was like, so I talked to him. I said, oh, hello. I said, would you like some Reiki energy? And I'm talking to him, and he start kind of like doing the energy like around like the top of his nose, which is counterintuitive, right? It's like typically you would start on the sides versus on his face, because that's where we start with humans, but with horses it's the
It's
opposite.
different. Oh, it
yeah,
is.
it's actually the complete
Interesting.
opposite.
Wow, that is
because
interesting.
Yeah.
but I mean, at least that's how I do it. That's my opinion, because that's such a trusting spot for them. So
You're
it
a
has,
pro, so.
yeah, it has to be like, well, I'm always learning. So, and every animal's different, and people are
Sure.
different. So, but yeah, so I just said, okay, you want to try this, and so we started doing it. And he was like, his lashes were just his eyes were like, it was taking longer for him to open his eyes. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. It's working. Yeah, I was so excited. And then the really funny thing is, a woman came right over. She was like, she wanted to see what was going on and pet the horse, because I was like near it. And he started like nipping at her, like, get away, like, get out of here, like
You're messing up my
messing up my
chakra.
flow,
That's my flow, right.
Yeah. So he was not happy with her at all. So it was really funny. So that's actually how I started it. I just kind of got curious to see if it would work, if they would be receptive, and I worked with a couple others, again in that same kind of, not that corral per se, but a different one on that field, and then I had a woman. She had a horse with a broken pelvis, and I went and helped with that, which was really something. It gave temporary relief, but ultimately,
Yeah.
Yeah, when horses get injured. They,
yeah, it was
you
not
can't-
a good outcome for
No.
him. But and then the other one I worked on, he was adorable. He was super possessive of me afterwards, right? He was like, I was supposed to work on a couple other horses after,
starts
and
following you.
Yeah, right.
yeah, he was like, well, the funny thing is, like, we're working on him. I had the owner and trainer stay just so he was comfortable and in case they had any questions too. And
when was this, last year?
this was, I think, 2 years ago.
Oh, it's the same because my daughter was there last year.
Yeah, 2 years
in
ago.
Arizona. She's
Yeah.
a national.
Oh no, Arizona was probably 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely would have been her then.
Yeah, no. But yeah, so we did the session with him, and he gave me 6 big bows after our session, which I
Really?
started crying. I was like,
Wow.
oh my god, I actually did. I was like,
I'd cry if
wow,
anyone
holy
bowed for me.
cow. Yeah, so and then I was supposed to work on a couple other horses, in a different area, and he got released into the area. I walked him over, and then I went to go work on the other one, and he came right over and got right in between us, and he was like, nope.
Yeah, hard no.
Yeah, he was like, no, you're mine, and you're not dealing with them. So
That's
it was really
funny.
funny.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I said, oh my gosh. I said, is he possessive or what? And
Yeah, a
his
little
owner's
bit.
like, oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it was really an
Well,
experience.
that's flattering for you.
It
Yeah.
was. It was a beautiful. Again, it's beautiful. But with horses, they run the show. You can, kind of have good intentions to do like a whole long session, and if they're done, they're done.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
it.
Just like a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
down with
except
you.
they're big.
Yeah, they're big cats.
Extra large.
Yes, extra large cats. Yeah. But yeah, it was great. So I love it. It's gosh, if I could work on more of them, I would love that. So but yeah, so people, humans, dogs, animals,
I was
horses.
just going to ask if there were other animals that you would work with, or if you really just try to
Yeah,
stick
no,
to horses.
dogs. I've worked with dogs.
Yeah.
And, distance primarily with dogs, which is a whole nother thing. We'll have our one-on-one another day about that. But yeah, so dogs definitely, especially with some friends of mine, they had their dogs had cancer, various types of cancers. So I worked on them, and they just, they loved it. They soak it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally different. Yeah, totally different experience. So
That's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
Oreo, our oldest dog, is turning 11 in October,
gosh.
and we are assuming, so he's had both of his CCLs repaired.
oh
But he's like a super puppy for the most part. But he's slowing down a little bit,
Yeah.
and there's certain ways we can and can't bring him to like the dog park. So he has to. Now we've learned, we think he has to sit in the front seat, because if he's in the back, we have 2 other dogs.
Oh,
And
okay.
if they're kind of roaming around and doing their thing on the way, which is like 5 minutes from our house to the dog park, then he's limping after and he's really sore. So we think it's
jeez.
arthritis. But so we're testing different things to see how we can still get him out of the house and do things. But hearing you
Yeah.
talk about that just with him is really kind of coming top of mind, just because everything else is great. He's eating, he's playful, his tail's wagging, like his coat's great.
Yeah.
All the things are good. He's sore. And so we do all the things we do so that they live their best lives.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Do you have like a set amount of sessions that you recommend, or is this a one-off if they want it? I mean, how does it
Yes
work?
and yes.
I love it.
Yes. Well,
Praise Jesus, I'm saved.
yeah, absolutely. So, depending on how someone is referred to me, or why they're referred to me, or how they're coming to me, I like to get a plan together. So it can entail weekly visits to skipping a week and 3 weeks, and kind of trailing off to get to a monthly thing, which is typically what I've done. Some people are like, good, okay, let's move to, again, it depends how they are feeling.
Right.
They know after a while when they are like, oh, Cheryl, I can't wait, So yes, a lot of people coming with like high anxiety, PTSD, things like that. We're going to work pretty intensively until you're comfortable and I'm comfortable with like, okay, let's get to the next thing.
Shoot, if
wanna
you did
try
me,
it?
you'd retire. You'd be like, oh, this guy's way too much. I've never seen anything like
Yeah.
this guy.
Like every day is on my table. Like, I don't know what's happening here. Yeah. So, but yeah, so yes, there is a plan. Yes, there can be one-offs too. Some people just need it, just like, I usually see someone else and they're not available. Can I come to you? Sure. Yeah. Some people are like, no, I just needed that. I'm going through something right now.
I see.
And so it's situational, right? So very rarely do people who come to me are coming just to relax. Usually there's something else going on.
Gotcha.
If they're coming to try it, that's one thing. Or if they're coming, but very, very few are coming to say, oh, I just want to relax on the table.
Right.
It's usually something more than that. And we find that out as we chat. So.
Well, what's it like a session cost? I mean, how does that
Yep.
work?
So the sessions, 50-minute sessions are $125.
Okay, that's very
I
reasonable.
was just going to say that. Yeah.
I think it's pretty reasonable. I try to be in a good price point where it's not pricing people out, because I think if that was the case, it would, kind of defeat the purpose of the work, right?
Right.
So
Then they'll be stressed out about that.
exactly. Yeah, we don't need to add more stress, right?
No, right.
Right. So yeah, that's what it typically
That's
is
very
for,
decent. Yeah.
for a 50-minute session.
That's
Yeah.
definitely worth it. Definitely.
I think so. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd pay for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like which is good, we've had to talk about all the things like what it is you do. So how, as a small business owner, kind of pivot, how do you share with people what you do? I mean, I know I get to see you out in the community, but not everybody who's listening or watching gets to see you. So if you could share a little bit more about how you do that, how you share what you do to let folks know about your services.
Yeah. So, I post a ton on Facebook, right? Facebook, Instagram, you name it. I'm trying it. I'm doing it. But really, also being an independent contractor at the Spot Norwich Inn, I'm there. I'm there probably 4 days a week ish. Depends what other stuff I have going on, and there, clients that are coming in, and if some accommodations are needed. But so if anything, people there would try it for the first time. Any of my services, really, because it's a known place, and people are comfortable, and it's reputable, and so people would try it. So from there, seeing people there, as well as doing a lot of networking down in that area too. A couple different networking places with the chamber, obviously too. But really talking to people, having people experience it, them talking to people. I work a lot with therapists. They refer a lot of their clients to me. Sometimes they're a client too, right?
Yeah, I believe it.
But yeah, so that, and also I just started at Simsbury Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
Oh, great.
So that's good exposure there for people coming in with kind of holistic mindset, looking to expand or try something different too. Again, it's kind of capturing those people in kind of that holistic way. So.
Love that.
So yeah, I'm just working on it, trying it, doing some things, tweaking some things, and but all over, different social medias, and again, just trying to talk to people, or at least have me top of mind when they think of Reiki, life coaching, tarot readings, whatever. Because some people just want to have fun too, right?
Right.
So,
I would say, can you do like it sounds really cheeky to say, but like a bundle?
I've
Like
done
where
bundles. Yes.
Okay.
There's
I'm
some,
like, you do like a whole afternoon of all the good
there's,
things.
Yes, there's some packages on my website.
Oh,
yeah,
fabulous.
Yeah,
Oh, there
Okay.
is.
yeah.
I felt like that was a silly question. And I was like, oh, maybe.
No. Actually, I did it not too long ago. I just combined some things, and some changes are going to come to the website, as well as some additions are going to come to the
Oh,
website.
yay. I love that.
And what would those additions be?
Well, I can't tell you right now.
We can't know yet.
Come on.
To be continued.
Well, just think more of the holistic realm. Okay.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
very
Yep.
exciting.
Super excited about
Do you
it.
ever find yourself making, hard for yourself to get grounded at times, or do you know how to deal with it right away?
Yes and no.
Do you ever find yourself stuck?
Stuck sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and not stuck energy-wise, stuck more in my head, right? So sometimes I do, and then I have to call a friend.
Yeah, so you do
really.
have a support system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if it's something, typically when I say stuck, it's typically business related. I'm like, like, why am I not doing this or getting this, or like, what is happening here or not happening? And call a friend or talk to my
Call
boyfriend. Call Care. Yeah. She has all the answers. 1-800.
Yeah, right.
But But really, no, I talk it out. My family, my boyfriend, whoever, I have a lot of good support, but I try to kind of get that stuff out so I'm not perseverating on it.
Right.
For the grounding aspect of things, if I'm doing a lot of readings, like one right after another, and then after that, I need to just have a minute, go to the bathroom, just sit there for a second, or stand there, or just get in a different space, and really have some water and just kind of
breathe.
Exhale and then come back. So I know when I'm starting to feel like that, and I'll be like, okay, I'll be right back. Stand by. So, but yeah, no, good question. Because sometimes that does happen, and I recognize it enough where I'm like, okay, no, we need to take 5.
Yeah.
And normally I just kind of, I have no problem with it. I just keep things, try to be even and kind of not, give too much energy and not kind of be so immersed in all of that for a long period of time.
Right.
Otherwise,
So you got to step back a little bit.
Yeah. I can only
I think
imagine.
I need to do that every once in a while. My wife tells me to step back, and then when you come back, you have a more fresh mind. You know what I mean?
it's clearer.
It's clear,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's definitely clearer.
The aggravation is not as much. It's still there,
Yeah.
but it's not as much.
It's not up here anymore. Now it's down here. It's more manageable.
Exactly.
You're like, what was I thinking?
Manageable frustration.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, it's I love what I do. I love my work. I think I was just saying to a friend earlier in the week, I said, all my services, everything is about connection, right? It's just a different vehicle to get there.
Right.
So whether it's Reiki, whether it's readings, whether it's life coaching, it's just different avenues to get that connection. So, and have the person get what they need. Leave a little better. That's what I like.
That's your objective. Yeah. Right. Yep.
I love that.
Nice.
So yeah. So thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a long way around to get to the answer.
No, that's okay. No, you informed me a lot. Trust me. Like I said, I didn't even know what Reiki was. I didn't know. I had no idea. I was just nodding my head, and now I'm really interested.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many different, like you said, pathways with all the different things that you offer too. And so now I'm interested to see what else is coming in the future.
Yep.
I'm always looking into.
You may need it based on your new space.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Ooh.
That's a hint.
I like it. I like big hints.
That's a big hint.
Do you have any events or anything coming up soon where people could find you out in the community, or could you let people know just the best way to find you, follow you, all the good things?
So events, I have some private things happening, but I've been working a lot with my friend Tracy down in Niantic. She's a medium, so we've been doing some collaborations. So more to come on that. I'm sure we'll be getting some things together for May. Collaborations as far as working together. I may do some sound healing with another friend of mine, so we may be working together.
Nice.
In July, we're doing, my friend Stephanie and I are doing an event, I believe, down at the Red Barn or in that area. So more to come, and things will be posted. I'll do some email blast, things like that. But yeah, in the meantime, like I said, Simsbury Chiropractic and Wellness, definitely find me there. Call me, text me, whatever you need to do. But I would book those appointments and sessions. And then at the Spot Norwich Inn, you can book online on their website. You can text me and I can, have a spot saved for you. Or you can simply, call them directly. So, yeah.
Nice.
That's
Wonderful.
Lots of things happening.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think, unless there's anything else you wanted to add in, I think we're about there.
I think
Yeah, we'll
it's
put
great.
all your info in the show notes and stuff.
Okay,
too,
I
so,
appreciate
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you so much.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll
Great.
get you all riled up with business.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. This has
Yeah.
been great.
I'm glad.
I love this.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into Small Business Social. A huge thank you again to you for being here, for taking the time to come here and talk about and educate us on all of the amazing things that you do
Yes.
for humans and for animals. I think
you.
it's absolutely phenomenal. A special thank you to our sponsors, the Bristol Bazaar and Seymour Media, for supporting us on the show. If you loved today's episode, be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We've got more amazing small business owners and experts coming your way. Until next time, keep supporting small and spreading big ideas. Bye, guys.